Good afternoon. Despite his critical condition, Pope Francis is showing a slight improvement according to the Vatican. In an update early Tuesday Manila time, the Vatican says the Pope did not experience any asthma-like respiratory attacks. They also note some laboratory tests show improvement. The Vatican says the Pope's mild kidney insufficiency has not raised any concerns. While oxygen therapy continues, the Vatican points out the Pope is receiving slightly reduced flow and oxygen levels. According to the Vatican, Pope Francis received the Eucharist and resumed his work. The Pope also called the parish priest of Gaza. Given the complexity of the Pope's condition, doctors say they maintain their cautious prognosis. Pope Francis was admitted to the hospital on February 14 with breathing difficulties, but his condition worsened with his bronchitis developing into double pneumonia. The Pope's medical team has said that the drug treatments he is undergoing will take time to show an effect. The Pope's hospitalization has brought an outpouring of support for the pontiff. It has also sparked fears over his recovery and whether he might resign. Pope Francis was always open to stepping down due to health reasons, just like his predecessor, Benedict XVI. But Pope Francis has repeatedly said it was not the time. The Marcos administration is failing to make Filipinos forget the EDSA People's Power Revolution, according to the grandson of late Senator Ninoy Aquino. In an interview on Monday, February 24, Aquino D acknowledges the risk of historical distortion. He believes the Marcos administration contributes to historical distortion, but is also failing significantly in their attempt. He explains that while the EDSA People Power Anniversary is no longer a holiday, people still use it to air their grievances towards the government.
You recall po last year, EDSA was also made a non-holiday. There was a pero on a Sunday. But what happened, people used that as an opportunity, not just to recall EDSA, but also to protest the sort of secretive charter change that was trying to be pushed on us last year. And then this year, it's similar. No? The administration pushed a really bad budget for 2025. At the same time, the Duterte, Sara Duterte is evading accountability for all of her impeachable offenses.
Aquino D notes how many schools across the country canceled classes on February 25. He says this demonstrates that the administration's efforts to discredit the EDSA revolution are not entirely effective. He emphasizes that the EDSA uprising also remains a symbol for Filipinos to hold leaders accountable.
We want to use EDSA to call out our tutors and say that, look, you can keep doing, if you keep doing what you want, or if you keep doing things that only align with your self-interest, there is a consequence for that.
Since 2024, February 25 has ceased to be a special non-working holiday in the Philippines. The EDSA revolution on February 25, 1986 toppled the 20-year dictatorship of President Bongbong Marcos' father, Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel believes Majority Leader Francis Tolentino should now set the stage for Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial. In a statement Tuesday, February 25, Pimentel insists preparatory work for the impeachment can proceed immediately as they are distinct from legislative functions. Pimentel earlier urged Senate President Chiza Escudero to convene a Senate caucus and begin with the impeachment proceedings without delay. Escudero then referred Pimentel's letter to Tolentino, who heads the chamber's panel on rules. Following his letter's referral, Pimentel points out that constitutional duty precedes any re-election bid. Pimentel stresses that the upcoming election should not interfere with the Senate's mandate. Tolentino is currently seeking re-election in the midterm polls. Pimentel then emphasizes that the panel must immediately review the impeachment guidelines. He also says the committee can either reaffirm the existing rules in their entirety or propose targeted amendments that better align with the constitutional intent. Earlier, Pimentel said the chamber could begin the preliminary preparations in March. Escudero previously said that the proper impeachment trial against Duterte would commence after the president's fourth State of the Nation address in July. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.